Hello there, hope you're doing well. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to clear the new floor 12 with Keqing and Ningguang main DPS. Wanted to showcase these two characters because they are not the meta cryo and pyro characters that everyone is using these days, like Hu Tao, Ganyu, etc. And just want to show that some lesser used characters can absolutely clear with ease. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and definitely subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. I will be posting new videos on Genshin Impact every single day, so stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get right into the content. Alright, so with this Ningguang team, the general strategy is to use Bennett Burst followed by everyone else's abilities. That's the simplest way to put it. Ningguang and Zhongli are an incredibly good pair together. I highly recommend running both of them on the same team, provided you have the characters, of course. If you don't have Zhongli, any other Geo-MC would work, Albedo would work. You definitely want 2 Geo with Ningguang because Geo Resonance is probably, or it really is the best resonance in the game. Just provides so much value. If you're using a Geo main DPS, you have to run it. The other 2 characters, I go with Pyro characters for that. Pyro Resonance, which is pretty good. Extra attack is always nice. And even forgetting about the Resonance, Zhongling and Bennett are just good units. So able to clear that floor relatively easily. I'd say my second team is a little bit weaker than the first one. The first one seems really strong. It's pretty competitive with the other strong 5-cost, or rather 5-star characters in this game. This team, however, is strong, but just not as strong because Electro isn't in the greatest of spots right now, but it's still able to clear. The main strategy, what you want to do with this team is you press Fischl Oz and then you use Jingchu's Rain Swords, Kazuha to group everyone and to provide the VV debuff, Elemental Res Shred, and then Keqing is kind of the filler. She's there to fill the time once everyone else's abilities are on cooldown. So I highly recommend Kazuha with Keqing if you have him. I think he works. He's the best anima character for her because his grouping doesn't, fly the characters into the air, unlike Venti. And then one of his passives increase elemental damage bonus, which Keqing benefits from. Sucrose increases elemental mastery, and Venti increases energy recharge, both of which are not very good with Keqing, who has no trouble getting energy, and elemental mastery is really bad with Electro, because the Electro reactions are honestly just bad. So yeah, able to clear this floor with relative ease. I'd say the only thing to watch out for is I'm not running a healer, as you can see, on that team. So I'll touch more into it when it comes to the third chamber. This one's also relatively easy. You kind of just group them up, rinse and repeat with Bennett. Ningguang, the other reason why Ningguang and Zhongli are really good is that the Zhongli's shield allows Ningguang to kind of face tank the enemy. She can stand right next to them. She doesn't have to dodge as much, which means the less time you're spending dodging and running away from them, the more damage you're able to do with your normal attacks and abilities. So that's why they're such a good pair. And this chamber, like I said, honestly, all three of this first half for this team was relatively easy. I didn't struggle at all. So my Ningguang is C6, which definitely helps. But I would say it's not necessary. It definitely helps her DPS, but if you can get her to C1, I think that's pretty much good enough. C1 and C2 are great, and then C6. So C1 I definitely recommend because of the AoE damage you get from it. Okay, so this boss with this team, because I don't have a healer, I really had to be pretty decent with my dodges. I didn't dodge everything, took some damage, as you'll see. Um, if you can dodge everything, then more power to you. You'll be able to clear this boss relatively easily. But I can't, so just have to make do with with how I perform. But I'd say the main thing with running this team is you can get some healing. I'm running Black Sword on Keqing, so she's able to heal a little bit from that. And then also Jingchu's Rain Swords, they heal you once they expire, and they also provide some damage reduction. So it's not like I have zero survivability, even though I don't have a dedicated healer. And you can see my characters are, they do get pretty low in the video, but low, as long as they don't die, it doesn't matter, right? So if you're unable to do this without a dedicated healer, I recommend replacing Jingchu with Barbara, or really any other healer. Barbara, because Electro Charged is the best, really the best Electro reaction, so I like to use a Hydro user with Electro characters. Overload can work too. If you want, you can actually put Bennett first. The reason you don't see Bennett here is because Bennett is on my other team. So if I could use two Bennetts, I definitely would, but I can't. So yeah, just use a healer instead of Jingchu if you're unable to clear this and keep getting hit by his attacks. All right, so for Chamber 3 is really it's like a DPS check. There's not these are enemies that you've seen in Mondstadt and Liyue. Like, they're nothing new. They're not that hard to kill, or rather, not that hard to like deal with, like, and dodge, because we've pretty used to these enemies, and their attack patterns aren't like super complicated. They don't have invincibility modes. The only thing is this middle guy, the middle robot. He kind of jumps to your location in the beginning, so you want to, when they spawn, you want to kind of stay in the middle like I'm doing, so you can really AoE them down. Like, this DPS is pretty insane with Ningguang. You can just see how powerful she is with Bennett and Zhongli. It's really crazy. For a 4-star, she's just incredible. And yeah, just clump them up, take them out with your autos and your bursts. And like I said, this floor is no problem. I believe that was a very quick clear. It was like a little over a minute, so not bad for a 4-star. With this team, now you see my Jingchu and Kazuha are pretty low. I will admit this was what you're seeing right now was my third try. I tried this. I died twice on this chamber because I don't have a dedicated healer. So if you but then on the flip side, I'm able to have like a good amount of time left at the end of the video. You'll see I don't go all the way to the 7-minute mark. So to make your run easier, like I said earlier, just feel free to replace Xingqiu with a healer, and Bennett if you're not using him on your other team. Definitely put him with Keqing and Kazuha. Works really well. But yeah, the strategy, it's pretty much go to one of the arms on the right. They'll clump up. That arm is not, it's like teleporting here. He should be. I don't know why he isn't, but it's no big deal since I have like a minute left and 2 of them are dead. So the only thing, the DPS wasn't the hard part for me here. It was just dying because I don't have a healer and everyone's so low. But like I said, if you're able to clear, it doesn't matter whether your characters are low or not, because it's a DPS check and there's a timer. So able to take them out with the charge attacks, and yeah, that is the clear. Alright, so here are my builds. Just going to go through the attributes, have that nice one, close to the 1 to 2 crit rate, crit damage ratio. Have a 5-star weapon here to boost the crit rate. 5-star is not necessary. There are plenty of good 4-star options like Solar Pearl, Wizith. Yeah, anything that boosts attack, crit will work. Artifacts, you can see there's no set bonus, and she still does really well. It's just I couldn't be bothered to farm it, but it's attack, geo, and crit. Nothing fancy there. And then it is C6. Talents are as such. Moving on to Keqing. Here are the attributes. Again, pretty close. 78 crit, 173 crit damage. Close to that 1 to 2 ratio. Yeah, the Black Sword R5 because I kept buying it off the Battle Pass. 5-star weapons would be better, but this works well too. Black Cliff works. Any Lion's Roar, Flute if you have to. She has some good 4-star options. Artifacts, I go with 4-piece Thunder Suitor with attack, electro, and crit rate. And then Constellation 2 because I kind of got unlucky and haven't been getting Mona's and keep getting her, but I like her, so it's all good. Xingqiu is C6. He has these talent levels. Weapon is R5 Sack Sword, which I got recently. Definitely his best weapon in my opinion. And the artifacts are 2-piece Heart of Depth, 2-piece water hydro damage bonus, and its attack, hydro crit. And in the attributes, you'll see I have decent crit rate, crit damage, not the best, but it's not bad at all. And then my energy recharge is around 200. I think you only need 180-ish if you have C6, but 180 to 200 works. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of this build. I think I built him pretty well for the most part. Then we can go, who else did I use? Where is my Fischl? Oh, Fischl, there you go. So these are her attributes, 57, 124, kind of on the low end. Ratio is good, but it's just I have not put that much more resin into her. So weapon, I'm using the Alley Hunter, rank 1. I think it's like her best 4-star option possible because the attack percent is really good with her kit, and then also the passive just gives her free 20% damage modifier increase. Because you're never going to be on the field for more than 4 seconds, so the downside is like negligible. Sorry. And 2-piece Thundering Fury, 2-piece Glad with, as you guessed it, attack, electro, crit. And this attack, elemental bonus, and crit is pretty much standard for any DPS, sub DPS. She's C6, which is really nice. If you have C6 Fischl, I highly recommend you build her. She's really, really strong. And then talents, I'm at 6, 11, 9. Moving on to Zhongling, she is 9 and 11, C5, C6 isn't really necessary because this doesn't apply to the Pyronado cast, this bonus, so it's not really great for her. Artifacts, again, is just 2-piece Crimson Witch. I switch her artifacts in D-Luke's. D-Luke has my good set right now, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's attack, pyro, crit. She still gets the job done. Weapon, I'm using a Skyward Spine. I should never find it, but here I am. This is a mistake, but basically give her your strongest spear. Skyward Spine is a solid 5-star option. If you have something better than that, use it. And yeah, this is her ratios, 57, 152, not bad. 166 energy recharge, and yeah. And moving on to my Bennett. Where are you, Bennett? My Bennett is C5, purposely not activating C6, because I recommend you don't do it. This 15% pyro damage bonus is like not that, it's not a lot. Only activate it if you know what you're doing, that's what I'll say. Yeah, got his burst to level 12, really strong ability. Weapon is Aquila because the physical damage is useless, but it's just high base attack. He scales off base attack, so give him the weapon with the highest base attack that you can throw on him. And then stats is 214 energy recharge, and yeah, and then last but not least is Kazuha and Zhongli. Kazuha is right here. I have 45 crit, 128 crit damage, 177 energy recharge. Weapons, I'm using Festering Desire. It's not his best weapon, but any energy recharge weapon I recommend. Artifacts, 4-piece BB is like pretty much mandatory. Definitely run the set. Constellation 0, and then talents. And let me show you my build. I run EM, Anemo, crit. You can run EM, EM, EM. I think that's a little better. The only thing I'll say is if you run him with Bennett, I kind of like this build better than the triple EM build because Bennett gives you such a large attack boost. It actually makes these stats, Anemo and crit, relevant. So I like the hybrid build. Full EM build is theoretically better, but honestly, use either one. It'll be fine. Whatever you can farm. I wouldn't go crazy in this domain trying to look for 3 EM pieces. If you have these pieces, just give them to him. And then we have Zhongli last, 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Archaic with HP, Geo, and Crit. I like this for Zhongli and when he's like sort of a hybrid role between sub DPS and support, shielding support. You could run triple HP if you just want to build him as a shield bot. He's at C0, talents, alright, Crown is Burst, level 9 on the E. And then the attributes have pretty good crit rate to damage ratios and decent energy recharge, 138. And my weapon is the Deathmatch rank 1. Zhongli's so versatile, you can really just use your best spear on him. Honestly, any spear will work, and even the Black Tassel 3-star, which gives HP scaling, will work. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments on what you'd like to see next, maybe how I can improve the commentary. And thank you again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.